Are you a small business owner or entrepreneur struggling to get your business to the next level? Are you putting in all of the work, doing all the things you need to do, and it's still not growing? Or maybe it is growing and you're starting to make money, but it is still very little and you don't know what's missing, you don't know what's wrong. I Okay, so hi, I'm Nicole from Organized Chaos Corner. I am an indie nonfiction author, a product designer, such as planners, workbooks, and journals. And I am also a motivational personal development speaker. Today, I am going to teach you some of the techniques I use, and I teach other women, small business owners, and entrepreneurs to help them motivate their business. These techniques I specifically chose out of my lineup to create this program so that you can use it to motivate your business and get it to the next level when it feels like it's plateauing. So, let's go through Motivate Your Business. My first tip is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And leap of faith. So many of us are afraid to do some things that we absolutely already know that we need to do for our futures, for ourselves. Cut out that toxic relationship, ask for that promotion, quitting your job, starting your own business, going out and dating. There are so many things that we know that we need to do in order to further ourselves, but we hold ourselves back with the fear of what if. We always think of the worst case scenario, but you and I both know that the worst case scenario almost never happens. And even when something bad does happen, it's never the worst case scenario you imagine, so why worry about it anyways? And I know that's easier said than done. But what we're going to do today is I want you to write down in your journal the things that you are afraid to do, but you know you need to, such as cutting out that toxic relationship or asking for that promotion. And I want you to take that leap of faith. Write down the worst case scenarios. Go from lowest risk to highest risk if you want. But I want you to take that leap of faith. I mean, think about it. The worst case scenario for asking your boss for a promotion is them saying no, and then you know where they stand, and you have to decide whether you're going to continue working for them or go somewhere that deserves the work that you put in. So, see what you're afraid to do and take the leap of faith. Tip number 2 is personal virtues and personal motto. So I want you to go and get a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down as close to 50 words as you can of words that resonate with who you are or who you want to be. Leader, team member, collaborator, protector, guardian, advocate, loyal, loving, honest, caring, whatever it is, all of the words that resonate with who you are, who you want to be. And then I want you to narrow it down to 3 or 5. Those are going to be your virtues. That is what you are going to live by. You align your choices in your life decisions, and your actions to that group of virtues, and you will never make a choice that you will regret, because you will be doing it with your heart, with your passion, and that's the long withstanding positives of it, living without regrets and doing so in a way that you're going to be proud of the decision you made, because the other decision just doesn't align with what you believe in and who you want to be as a person. And then I want you to write your own personal motto. 10 words or less. Make the words impactful, just like when you're writing positive affirmations. Words are magic, so make sure you choose the words that are going to be the most powerful for you. You can even put in your personal virtues in this motto, but keep it 10 words or less so it's short and snappy. And this motto is what you're going to recite to yourself over and over whenever you need to check yourself, whenever you need to hype yourself up, whenever you're passing a mirror, whenever you're starting your day. I want you to recite this motto to yourself over and over and over again until you believe it with every fiber of your soul. Make it personal to you. That way it is more powerful. All right, tip number 3. Visualize, be, do, have. And this is actually a two-parter. Visualize, be, do, have, and game life plan. So, or a life game plan, whatever you want to call it. So I want you to get 3 sheets of paper. On the top of each sheet, I want you to put be, do, have. And then I want you to get the piece of paper that says have at the top. And I want you to visualize your dream life. I want you to visualize every detail. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? How do you feel when you look in the mirror in your dream life? And I want you to write down everything on that sheet of paper, everything that you have in that dream life. The vehicle you have, the job you have, or career you have, the income, the relationship, the home, everything that you have in that dream life. I want you to write it down on that piece of paper. And then I want you to go to do. The page that has do at the top, I want you to then go and look at all of the things in your dream life and what do you need to do in order to have those things. Do you need to pay off your debt? Do you need to start your own business? Do you need to start dating again? Do you need to buy that car? Do you need to save money for that car? Do you need to get a home loan? Do you need to buy a house? Whatever it is, everything that you need to do in order to have those things in your dream life, write it down. And then go to the third page, B. And I want you to write down everything that you need to be as a person to have that dream life. Do you need to be carefree, stress-free, pain-free, financially free, content, happy, joyful, worry-free? Do you need to be a leader, a teammate, a collaborator, an advocate? All of the things that you need to be as a person in order to have that dream life. Write it down. All of it. Now you have your life game plan right here. You have your be, do, have. You have a full list of be's and a full list of do's, and these are your lists that you are going to implement into your goals. You start checking off these lists. I mean, sprinkle in some from your do's, some from your be's into this month's goals, next month's goals, next year's goals, and you keep putting more and more in until you become that person and you do all of those things to have that dream life. So now you have these 2 lists that you can implement into your goals every year, every month, every week, every day, and you can check them off one at a time and get closer and closer to living that dream life. But you know what's the most magical part of that? Is everything that you already check off the list. Everything that you become as a person to get closer to being that dream, having that dream life, You're becoming that person already. So you're already literally living part of that dream life. The closer you become, the more enshrouded in it you become. You're already becoming that person and you're already doing those things. It's just a little bit at a time, but you're already doing it. You're already being it. And that's one of the most magical things about this is because you're visualizing it and you're turning that visualization into a checklist. And as you're checking off that list, you are becoming and doing everything you need to have that dream life to the point that you are already enveloping yourself into that dream life. You're already going to start living it. Something incredibly magical about that. All right, the next one is morning and night routines. Now, I know everybody talks about morning and night routines just like everybody talks about positive affirmations. But if you want to be successful and you want your business to be successful, look at other successful people. If you go and look up your most favorite successful people out there, whoever the hell it is, and you go look into the things that they do on a daily basis, all of them that I have found anyways have a daily routine, a morning routine or a night routine or a mix of both. They have a routine that helps them get geared up for their day and helps them decompress at night. All of them are different because it's personalized. They do things that work for them. So, in order to help you become a successful business owner, like those successful business owners that you look forward to becoming like, you want your business to be able to be compared to their business one day, right? That's why we look up to them. Then develop your own morning routine, develop your own night routine, make a list of things that you want to do that's going to help you hype yourself up for the day and prepare yourself for the day, and then make a list of things that you decompress and ground yourself, and try it out. The things that don't work, take it off the list, just throw it out. You don't need it. If it doesn't work, you don't need it. You want to try something else, throw it in. And don't go about it as, okay, tomorrow you're going to get up and you're going to do all of these things on your list in the morning, and tomorrow night you're going to do all of these things on your list for the night routine. That's not logically going to happen because we're not going to magically wake up tomorrow and be a completely different person and just have these habits developed. It takes time to develop these habits. So instead, you could do like I did. I gave myself a year's goal of turning it into a habit. It didn't matter if it was the full list, as long as I had some stuff that I did in the morning and some stuff I did at night, every morning and every night, by the time that year was over. Just a year long goal. Doesn't matter when you start it, just a year long goal. And by the end of that year, I am going to have certain things that I do every morning and certain things I do every night as a routine, and it's going to be a habit by the end of that year. That way, I am just developing a habit because we're all going to have bad days, days that we just don't want to get up early, days that we don't want to meditate or whatever. So go easy on yourself. You're not going to change tomorrow, but you can develop that habit within the next year. So give yourself the next year to develop that habit and be like, I am just going to try all of these things I want to try, find out what works for me, and by the end of a year, I am going to have a habit built where I do certain things in the morning, certain things at night for a routine every day. That's it. That's simple. But it's going to help you set yourself up for a good day and decompress from the day so you can have a better day tomorrow. That's all it's for. But it's going to help you so much in the long run. And that way, you're just developing good habits. And you can even develop the good habits while weaning yourself off of bad habits. All right, the next one is limiting beliefs and rethink your thoughts. Okay, so how many times has a great opportunity come your way and you said, that would be great, but I don't have the money, I can't afford it, I don't have a babysitter, I can't leave my spouse with the kids, I don't have a passport, I'm not going to fit in, they're going to judge me, I'm going to be super awkward, I can't do that yet, I'm not skilled enough to do that yet, I don't have the experience, why would they listen to me? How many of us have done that? How many times have we said, that would be great, but, and in that second we stepped in our own way? Instead, from now on, I want you to recognize when you do that, and then instead of immediately turning it down, flip it. Say, that would be great, and you know what? I want to go for it because it's going to be a great experience for me, great experience for my family. It's going to be great for my business, etc., etc. It's going to be great, so I'm going for it. And how many times at night do we sit in our beds and we think about all of the things we said and done that day? The more often that you recognize when you're blocking your own way, and you recognize it and then change it, and you say, screw it, I'm going to go for it, or no, I actually did really well today, it's going to come to you easier and faster. And eventually, that wall's not going to be there anymore. Those types of thoughts aren't going to be there anymore. Instead, it's just going to be positive and excitement. All right, and the next one is time management versus energy management. Everybody knows time management, schedules, planners, time blocking, all of the things. But you also need to practice energy management. This is one of my favorite techniques that I didn't really develop, I sort of discovered. And I've realized over time that there's been a lot of people who has hinted about it in their books, in self-help books and stuff, but they never actually explain it. So that's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, everybody knows, sorry, there's a gnat. Everybody knows that there's time management and you have to manage your time when you're a business owner. Everybody knows that. Because especially when you're working for yourself, you need to make sure that your time is being put to work so that you can make the money. Because time is money, we all know that. But you can manage your time all you want and still burn out. But if you manage your energy, it's going to help you be more productive and efficient without burning out. So let me explain. I want you to sit down and write a list of everything that you plan to do next week, as if you're going to schedule it in your planner. All of your tasks that you need to get done in the next 7 days, or depending on when you watch this, just next week. And then I want you to make 2 lists from that one list. I want you to go through and all of the low energy tasks, I want you to put in one list. Low energy tasks are the things you need to do that require little to no brain work. Things that you can listen to music in the background, you can have the TV on, you can have your kids running around playing, and everything else, and you just run through a bunch of them. You can get 50 of these tasks done in a matter of hours, and low energy, you're thriving, you're just going for it, you're kicking ass. Those are low energy tasks. I want you to put all of those over on the low energy tasks list. And then I want you to put all of the high energy tasks on a separate list. The high energy tasks are the ones that require all of the brain work, the ones that you cannot have music in the background or the TV, the kids coming in bugs you, you have to be completely tunnel vision, detail oriented in order to get it right. Those high energy tasks, put it on the high energy tasks list. That way you have your two separate lists. Wow. Okay. And then when you plan your week, I want you to alternate your days. I want you to stack your tasks. Low energy task day, high energy task day. Low energy task day, high energy task day. And repeat. And just stack your tasks. Of course, the low energy task day, you are going to be able to get done a hell of a lot more of the numbers tasks than on the high energy task day. But you will notice that on the low energy task days, you will be resting and recovering from the high energy task day the day before and resting up for the high energy task day coming up the next day. This way, by the end of your week, instead of it feeling like the 60-hour work week you just worked, it actually feels more like 30. And you still have energy to spend time with your family. You still have energy to sit down and watch a movie without falling asleep with your significant other. You still have energy to have fun and do what you want to do. This is how you prevent yourself from burning out. You manage your energy as well as your time. Do them both, and you will be more productive and more efficient without burning out. Okay. Now, there's two more bonus techniques on this one. Reflect and reevaluate as often as possible. What I mean by that is at the end of every year, at the end of every month, at the end of every week, at the end of every day, I want you to go through and look at all of the tasks and goals that you were supposed to hit and see which ones you actually hit. And then I want you to see which ones you did not accomplish and why. And then I want you to look at how you can better set yourself up to accomplish those tasks and goals in the future. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, whatever. The more often that you reflect and reevaluate like this, the more often you can continually tweak your system so your system continues to work for you instead of against you. A lot of people, they set up their plans for the new year, they got excited, and then come February, they plateau because what they set up isn't working. It's actually working against them because they can't hit all of those goals that they want to do. They can't accomplish all of those tasks that they want to do because something isn't working in their system. Or maybe it's a lack of system altogether. And instead of tweaking their system and finding a way to make it work for them, they just continue to push and push and push and try to make themselves work harder to make it work. And at the end of the year, they haven't hit all the goals they want to hit. They're probably a little depressed. And all of the projections for their business weren't hit. But if you do this and you reflect and reevaluate as often as you can, and you continue to tweak your system so it continues to work for you, you're continuing to change it and check it constantly so that you don't plateau and you don't get stuck. You aren't pushing and pushing and pushing without it working. Instead, it's always adapting. You're always adapting. Your system's always adapting to you. And this way, by the end of the quarter, by the end of the year, your projections can be far exceeded than what you originally projected. All of the goals and tasks that you wanted to hit during that quarter or during that year, you could have hit all of them and more if you do this, if you continually tweak your system, and if you manage your time and your energy. Those three right there are like the golden trio for any business. All right, and the last bonus tip is network as often as you can. If you can get in a room filled with people that are higher successes than you in your field or even adjacent fields where you're still going to be networking with the same clients, if you get in a room with people where they can ultimately teach you something that you don't already know, or they might have a client that will be interested in what your services are, and you would never have had the opportunity if you hadn't walked in that room and introduced yourself. Get in that room as often as you can and network. Make sure that you remember their names and make sure you are memorable to them so that when they go home, an hour after they get home and they forget everyone else, you're the one that they remember. And 2 weeks, 2 months down the road, when a certain thing happens at work, they remember you and they think, oh, you know what? I know somebody that can help this client better than us. Let me call her for you. This is how you make bigger networks. Collab as often as you can, communicate, learn from one another, and surround yourself with people that are levels higher than you already are so that you can continue to level up. All right, that's all the techniques for Motivate Your Business. I hope this helped you. Let me know in the comments below what technique you're going to utilize the most, or which ones do you think is going to help you the most. I'll read every one of them, and I look forward to seeing them in the comments. I am going to be posting more videos like this on this channel about my techniques. I'm going to go into depth for all of my techniques one-on-one as well. So if you have any questions for me or anything, leave it in the comments of any of my videos and I'll compile it all in one video for you and answer as many questions as I can. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and ring the little bell so you'll be notified the next time I post another video. Thank you. See you next time.